sick and tired of constantly getting into fights and reacting to people, getting triggered from them, but no matter what you do, they always seem to get under your skin. But I was the same. Until I realized that detachment is not really complicated like it seems. You just need to cut the unconscious tiny things that you keep doing that led you to react to them in the first place. Well, in this video, I'm going to break them down so you can actually stop reacting and stay detached. So first tiny unconscious thing that you keep doing that you need to stop is thinking about them. Because every time someone annoys you, like a classmate, like I used to literally get so angry and still thinking about them after, and like I would try my best to like just stay calm and like detach. It was so frustrating. I was pretending to just not thinking about them after and like not getting it too seriously, hiding the fact that I took it seriously and personally, and like I was so angry. The thing is that I was just pretending to be detached. But true detachment is that even if they trigger you or do something that annoys you, you just don't really take it personally and don't really think about them and carry that anger afterwards. So one thing that really helped me is to implement this, the let them theory. Because if you already communicated that they annoy you, you already told them to stop annoying you, stop doing this and that, and they are still doing it, then let them. They're just immature. Oh, this is a big one. The second thing is I was constantly doing this like subconsciously, which is blaming other people. This is something that a lot of people do and they don't realize that it's literally the thing that is keeping them reactive, triggered, and stuck in the first place. At some point, I was the only target of these classmates, like 2 to 3 classmates that were constantly annoying me. Like I was in high school, guys. Like I wasn't in middle school or elementary school. Like, these guys were so immature, and like they also got me crying once because obviously I would like suppress and like try to pretend to be detached and calm, and eventually I exploded obviously, and I would constantly blame them, saying to my friends, oh my god, like when are they going to stop doing this? Like it's their fault that I'm angry constantly and annoyed and frustrated. Every time I would wake up in the morning, I would also like get anxious and very angry because of how frustrating and stressing these guys were. And I talked to the teachers and like they tried to help me, but it was useless. Like they did not change even after that. And I eventually realized that, oh my god, like this is literally bullying. And of course it was their fault that they were immature and like so annoying. Also it was my fault. There was one day that I went back home and like meditated and sat with my thoughts for the first time, and I realized, oh my god, I should actually stop blaming only them, but also blaming myself, because the reason why I was the only one getting bullied or like being the only target of these little kids was because I was the only one reacting to them. I was the only one giving them what they wanted, which is anger and frustration. Like they just do it because it's fun. So here's the part that literally shifted everything. I started to stop reacting, stay calm, stop arguing with them. I tried to meditate even more so I could actually embody that calmness, which eventually worked. I stopped being so easily triggered and reactive and getting constantly like easily angry and frustrated and stressed. So here's what I really want you to do also. Just start meditating, sit with your thoughts in silence. This is going to calm your mind so much, and it's going to make you become someone who is mindful, more self-aware of their responses. So every time someone is going to trigger you, your parents screaming at you or doing all these bad things because they are just frustrated, but just know that you're not alone. I also have parents who get very triggered and angry very easily. So every time someone annoys you and like projects their angry at you, you're going to become aware of your responses to these things. You're going to realize, oh my god, like now I feel anger and I want to argue back and say something back. You're going to be able to stop it and not engage in these things. That's how slowly but surely these guys stopped annoying me. and they actually started to annoy other people that were as reactive as me. That's when I was able to detach from my parents whenever they scream at me or like project onto me. I was able to remain calm and like just let them, because some people are not going to change, and like practice the let them theory like I said before, because some people are not going to change even though you communicate how you feel every time they project onto you. Another subtle thing that was really making me reactive, which is something that a lot of people miss, which is the third thing to remove: stop thinking in a surface way. Like, I just thought that, you know, it was just dumb. Every time, like, for example, my parents would project their anger onto me, the reason why it was so hard for me to detach was because I looked at this situation in a more surface way. But sometimes it's deeper than that. You may have some subconscious things that you need to work on, like some traumas. So the thing I want you to do is to shadow work, because here's when everything's going to change for you. So write down the situation that triggered you. For example, that person not replying your text. Name the emotion that you're feeling, which is very powerful if you want to detach from these emotions in the first place and like heal from them. So you're feeling anxious. Now, here's the part that you need to remind yourself to do. You need to ask yourself why. So you can dig deeper into the root cause that is actually making you feel anxious, because here's when you're going to discover that you're not a naturally anxious person that overthinks, but the root cause that is causing you to react in these ways and to feel in these ways is because maybe you have an anxious attachment style and you want constant reassurance from other people that they still care about you. You want that reassurance of closeness constantly, which is something that I struggled with too. Then I wrote down, what do I need to do instead? So instead of just crashing out and saying, oh my god, they don't care about me, I wrote down what I need to do instead, which is firstly calm myself down, like calm my nervous system, like take a deep breath. And once I'm calm, observe the situation from a third person perspective and say, okay, so what is the reality? What is the truth in this situation? Okay, so the truth in this situation is that you actually don't know. Maybe that person is just busy, that their communication style is different from yours, and that's okay. And write down the reality of the situation. Are they still replying to your messages, showing their interest to you? Yes. Observe in the long run if they are still interested in you or not, if they actually care about you or not. And if you really struggle with caring too much and you really want to master detachment forever, then watch this video. See you there, Dreamliner!